I'm Champa Valiram.
Speak on it.
I have known Dato for many, many years, but we haven't kept in touch until the last maybe 10 years. Dato was, I knew him, I knew his family, I knew of his father, I knew about his mother, but somehow, we were not in touch. And it was about maybe 40 years ago when some visiting family from India was here and they knew Dato very well. This is a Thomas family from Chennai, and they were talking about him, and I had a friend who had asthma. And when I went to Chennai, they said, look, your friend has bad asthma, give her this phone number, let her contact Dato. I'm sure he'll look after her and, give her the right medication, advice, whatever she needs. And so when I got back, I told this friend of mine, I said, you've been recommended to go and see him. This is the phone number, make an appointment, go and see him. And at that time, Dato was in Klang, at the GH in Klang. And I know she would go to him and she said he was very, very nice. And then there was another friend whose son had a bit of a problem. So I told her, I said, you go and see Dato along with this other friend. She has all the contact. And they kept in touch with him more than I did. Till I one day got a bad cough which was just not leaving me. And I had to get back the phone number and go and see him in Klang. And I did that. I went with the friends who I had introduced. I went with one of my friends to Klang Hospital to see him. And I told him, I said, I've had this cough and it's just not going away. And he looked at me, did the examination, and he says, it's not your throat, it's your nose. Now I had seen so many doctors and nobody could diagnose what was wrong with me. And he just told me, this is what it is, and all you need to do is to take this medication. It's for your nose. The backdrop is causing the problems and you'll be cured. And true enough, I didn't have to go back and see him again. And again we lost touch till about 8 years ago. When, about 8 years ago when I had a stress test at the Prince Court, and they decided that they needed to do angio. And I met Dato at Mohana's house, and I told him, I said, this is what has happened and I need to do an angio. And his words to me were, what makes you think you need an angio? I said, I really don't know. I'm not a medical person, but this is what they've told me at Prince Court. And Sunita was there and she said, why don't you go and see Dato? I said, okay. So I told him, I said, when can I see you? This was a Saturday night and I think it was Satwan's birthday. Right? And I was just, I told him, I said, I have to see you before Tuesday because angio has been set for Tuesday. And then he said, okay, I can see you, not on Monday, but on Tuesday. I said, but I have this angio at 10 o'clock in the morning. He says, you see me at 8 at the hospital. I said, okay, I'll do that. So in the meantime, of course, at home the alarm bells had gone off and my children were all anxious, and they arranged a second opinion for me at the IJN. When I went to IJN on Monday, the doctor at IJN came in when they were doing the echo, and they decided, he told me, he said, look, looking at your echo, you definitely need an angio. So that was the second opinion. I would have been cutting it too fine on Tuesday morning to see Dato and then to go for my angio. So I messaged him to say, I said, Dato, I think I'll just go ahead with the angio because I've had a second opinion and it's cutting it a little fine because it's due this morning at 10. So I went ahead, did the angio. He was right. I didn't need an angio because they couldn't put any stents in. They were the lower arteries, the smaller arteries where, you can't put a stent. And they put me on medication. And I went on till I met him at another party. And this time I told him, I said, you were right, I didn't need that angio. And now I'm on medication. So he said, look, come and see me. Fine. So since that day, I was seeing him regularly. And he was taking great care of me. And later on, when my husband had serious problems, he was also taking care of him. I could call him any time, even in the middle of the night, to say that my husband had a problem. And he would call me and say, take him right away to CCU, and I've made arrangements for somebody to attend to him then. And it was so good because otherwise, anywhere you go, it will take time till you get organized, till you register, till you do a lot of things. But he was fantastic. He said, no, just take him straight to the ward. They'll attend to him. We'll have formalities done later. That was great for me because we had quite a few close adventures where I needed to use him. And he was always there, even at 2 a.m. in the night. And we became very, very close, and we'd spend a lot of time together whenever we could. He shares the same birthday as my granddaughter, so I would not forget his birthday. And we'd always have a celebration later. Once I invited him, I said, you want to come for my granddaughter's birthday and celebrate with her? And he said, no, I don't want to do that. I said, okay, then we'll celebrate later. And it was fantastic. We had a great relationship. He's been taking great care of me. He took great care of my husband. And when my husband was ill in New York, I could call him from there and tell him and get him to talk to the doctors and, get advice from him, because the doctors were telling us that, this is the next step, this is what we'd like to do. And I would consult him and find out whether, should I go ahead, should I not go ahead, what should we do? And even from New York with the 12-hour time difference, we would still get in touch and he would still give me all the advice, and even my children would get in touch with him. And even when they had problems, they would also get in touch with him. And Dr. Jaya was always there for us. He told me, he says, you are a sister to me, you are family to me, anytime. And when my husband passed, he was there all the 12 days that we had the prayers when he passed. And also a year later when we had the prayers, all the 12 days, I can't remember one day of him missing. He would come every day and join us in the prayers. It was tough for me. And then 2 years later, almost the same time, he goes. My husband passed on 19th of July. He passed on 19th of August. Same date. I'm sure they have caught up with each other wherever they are. I'm sure they are partying together, because they have partied a lot with us. And I know I'm getting emotional, but I need to say this. He was a great, great man and a tremendous support whenever we needed. I miss him. I'm sure Sunita misses him more, but I equally miss him. Thank you.
Thanks. process.